or when you are doing the correct thing. The problem is, as we hear you communicate with us, it sounds as if you are attempting to scam the community. And at this moment, we are the people, we are making sure that we are not putting our people in any kind of danger of financial danger and so on and so forth. Right now on YouTube, majority is financial abuse. Yes, drunk prime, my read. He was trying to solicit his things. He's like, hey, what up, T-Dub? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, T-Dub. That means a lot to me, god damn it. Shout out to T-Dub with Wildest Wake Up Show membership. Thank you so much. Shout out to Black Beauty who received it. If you are in the building, Black Beauty, say you're, and make sure you maintain it, girl. Thank you so much, T-Dub. I really appreciate that. What's up, Mel? What's up, Mel? You know that deserves hold on, let me find my song. God damn it. Yeah, let's get it. And so, and for some reason, when a concerned man starts to have a conversation about what you attempted to do to our community that you want us to help you promote. What's up, Corinne? You want us to help you promote it. But we all know it's way too often that we just get all empathetic and sympathetic as well to young Black men for trying to do anything that seems productive and positive. But all you got to do is ask a couple of questions, and then that whole ideology and strategy that they have, it just falls apart. And it's time that we, as the people, start questioning those things and be honest about those things. Because he said, hey, look, I got some of the best ideas in the world when it comes to this YouTube stuff. He also said, hey, look, I can help build the channel up to thousands of subs and build a brand for somebody. If somebody would just pay me $600, I can help their channel blow up like this. I can help them go viral. I can make all the viral pieces. This is what he was trying to sell. And people was acting like $600 ain't nothing. Well, let me hold something. Let me hold something. Let me see. Can somebody make sure the super chat button with $600 says it ain't no money? If it ain't about the money. And so my read, and that was the first ADS. That's what the man said. It ain't my fault. I promise you. This is what the young man said. He said, you give me $600, I can show you how to build a brand, go viral, and give you subscribers, give you viewership. I can run your whole channel. All you got to do is go ahead and be creative. This is what he said. And for $600, I can do it for you. And so I said, hey, that sounds not too bad. Have you built anything? He said, well, no, I haven't built a YouTube channel. Oh, you haven't? No. Oh, so how about your own YouTube channel? Did you at least build up your own YouTube channel where you can say, hey, I have some kind of proof of concept that I build the brand? He said, what I did, he said, I haven't did the marketing part the way how I'm explaining it. Fine. He said, but I have been branding. Look, I make all these beautiful logos. I even got a commercial on This Might Be Risky. So you're already trying to name drop so you get people to say, oh, I'm risky. If Hamp, which is a stand-up guy, is going to trust Prime, then I should trust him. No. He said, also, no Cabra Freezy. I did something with him. He got a commercial that I put on. No, we're not going. No. Don't try to use two respectable men to go ahead and try to solicit your goddamn degeneracy, your scamish, scamology. We don't want to see it. We see who you are. Because as we ask the questions, we start to see who you are. So we said, okay, so you've been doing these commercials. Have these commercials provided you with any customers? He said, yeah, 2. So, sir, where is your proof of concept that you could get clientele? Where's your proof of concept that you could be a marketer in YouTube? How can we trust you and just give you? Maybe you should just pick a content creator, explain to them what you're going to do, and then you could tell them, hey, my bargaining chip is this. Once I get you from you are at 500 subscribers, I got you to 2,000 subscribers. At that moment, I'm going to break away from you, let you do your own thing. But I want to use your channel and everything that I built up from 500 to 2,000, what I've done in the time period that I did it from. And I'm going to use that as a marketer to say that I have a proof of concept that I am a great marketer of content creators. He said, nah, man, I ain't going to do that. I'm only going to do that if you pay me first. So you saying you want us to trust your word, but you don't want to trust the content creator word? What up, Nightish? It was crazy to me. And then we have people like Hank come up on the channel, which is supposed to be an upstanding man. He comes screaming and yelling at me and Nightish for questioning a young man and his scamology. Because it doesn't sound like he was being genuine about what he was trying to provide for the audience that he was trying to sell it to. We just didn't understand it. How are you going to say you are a great marketer when you haven't marketed anything on YouTube yet that we can see? So as soon as we started questioning him, next thing you know, he started throwing all of the insults, which shows his character, which he didn't even understand how bad of marketing he was doing for himself. That when somebody was questioning you about your business and you didn't have the proper answers for your business, instead of saying, I don't know, or give a proper answer, what you did was you attacked the very people that could possibly help you. Not only did you attack the people that could possibly help you, you also attack my family for it. Now, what do my family got to do with a disagreement between me and you and whatever you got to do with a business that you're trying to sell to the people for $600 that you're trying to scam? Oh, I see, because I'm telling the truth, and the truth would make sure the people are safe. And see, but the problem is, I don't really care how you feel about me speaking the truth. I'm ready. You ready? You ready to go? You're looking nice. I like your outfit. Did you pick out your outfit?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But I picked up the shoes in the toy.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I kept these on.
Nay. Yeah, okay. Nay, yeah, that's what he said. He said, Sharon, look, you give me 600, I'm gonna blow you up. How long is it gonna take? I don't know. How many times have you did it? I don't know. I never did it before. Yeah. Hey, Natasha, how you doing, beautiful? He said, I don't know. I ain't never do it before. All right, then. and when we start to see their character come out, for some reason, they get upset when you just recognize who they are. We recognize that you're a demon. We recognize that you're a drunk. We recognize you're a degenerate. We recognize that you are not a serious young man. And somebody got to be truthful and honest and let him know how all these things, how we can see all these things so he can improve on those things and he could become what he think of himself. The problem is he says these things that he could do, but he actually had to put the work in because he know how much it costs to actually put the work in. But he's not willing to put the work in. And this is a problem with a lot of young men. They got all of this great vision and ideas, but them ideas never actually leave their brain and turn into anything tangible. And then they always just stuck saying, I could have been. And the reason why they could have been because they blamed somebody else because nobody gave you a chance. You didn't give yourself a chance. And you have this idea about yourself that is just not a reality. is just not a reality. You see yourself as this great YouTuber and you not have a YouTube channel that is great. You have not built up a YouTube that's great. Everybody knows you as just a drunk young man that something happened to you at a young kid and you never got past it. Whatever that thing is, whatever trauma you've been through, you didn't get past it. And you need to grow up. You have arrested development, sir. And somebody got to tell you so you could understand. And for some reason, Hank was trying to coddle the young man. This is not a young man like 16. We talking about a young man like 32. It's a big difference. You can't coddle that anymore. You ain't a kid anymore. Whatever happened to you in your past, that ain't you anymore. You are not that little kid anymore. You need to grow past that development. You need to grow up and get some maturity. Just because you got older in age doesn't mean you actually mature. Because maturity will show and let him know that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be drunk on these goddamn panels. Maybe if I'm trying to use the internet as my catapult for business, maybe I should take the internet more seriously. Maybe I shouldn't just play around with the internet and be a goofball internet, just screaming, yelling, and cursing and talking about people's families that you don't even know. You just regurgitating things, nasty things that you heard from other people, which shows a lack of character in you. It's nobody else's fault. Vetus, I don't know what you're talking about. Vetus. Vetus, hands up. Hands up. Don't. I just want these young men to understand that we actually can see you. Your words mean a lot. The way how you interact with human beings, it shows a lot. The way how you interact that you deem, the way how you interact with people that you don't deem that you need to respect, it shows a lot about you. Dog, who we talking about? We are talking about these rim bros out here in the world, to be honest with you. Because yes, I could use the situation that happened earlier this morning in the AM with this young man by the name of Rim in the Middle. Because he tried to act like he's not a rim bro, but we could clearly see how he acts. And it's not just him. I'm just using the story as to give people an understanding of what is going on outside. And so these other men could stop being horrible communicators. We got to stop coddling these young men because they are not even really young. They need to mature. And people like Hank, he slows down the process of these men recognizing who they are because he don't want to be honest. He'd rather argue with me, somebody that is moving in the right direction as much as he possibly can to become greater every single day. He'd rather argue with me and try to call me out of my sexuality. He would try to say that I'm got some bad intentions, even though he has these people that always say something bad at me actually have no proof of concept that I'm this bad person. Actually, 90% of the time, they listening to me and they changing their speech. They actually starting to speak very similar to me. We can see them starting to change. As soon as I left, all of a sudden, we see it. They just don't want to give me the props because they are so upset that they was not the originators of it. And it comes out of them every time they see me. It just makes them so upset when they hear my voice. When they hear a real man's voice, woo! It burns them up inside. It burns them up inside. Being it's like when I just speak the truth, it's just like holy water comes out the goddamn screen and slap him in the face. It burns. It burns. And this is why they was tempting so hard to get rid of me. This is why they fight so hard to say, y'all women don't understand. Sharon is just grifting and he's trying to. What am I grifting off of? Actually, if I was a grifter, I'd be following suit with all of the goddamn black conservatives because that's where the grift is at. That's when you don't get no goddamn pushback at, because all y'all men, y'all just love to go in a circle jerk talking about black women and black people horrible, and black people can't vote, and black people need their rights taken away. Black people need a military state in their city because black people can't. Nah, that's just not true. I'm not going for it. If the truth is going to make my channel die, it is what it is. If I only going to have 20 people watching the truth, that's the 20 people I'm rocking with, and it is what it is. And I do see it. It does get a little discouraging when you see people that do not have good character keep getting pushed out into the ethosphere. It is very discouraging. I'm not going to lie to you. It's difficult to watch. It's difficult to see all of these people that just support degeneracy at all times, at all costs, because we know why. Because it's easy. It's easy to laugh at a degenerate. Get your ass up out the closet. What the hell wrong with you? You and the goddamn Rimbrose need to get out the closet. Damn dog. And periods with the crazy talk right out the gate. Right out the gate, he's talking crazy. Goddamn. And I'm not sure why. And I'm not sure why so many men in our space, at least, why so many men in our space so badly want me to be gay. I don't know why they so bad want me to be a liar. I don't know why they so want me to go down. It's crazy. Absolutely, Venus. They try to act like they mad at you, but they admire you. Take your talking points and then act like remix it and act like it's theirs. It's a strange situation. Just come up and be original. Or if you see the truth, just deal with the truth. We are supposed to be men. We're not supposed to want to be coddled. We're supposed to be willing to deal with honest and truthful conversations, even if it is about you, because that's the only way you can become greater. God damn it. Link says, Sharon, you know you don't care. Prove it. Where's your proof of concept that I don't care? I'm here for free. Technically, nobody want to support the truth. The only thing y'all want to support is lies. Y'all want to support what Venus was trying to get me to talk about today, right? Y'all want to support a passport bro that has a felony. Y'all pay for his goddamn trips all over across the world just so he can have intercourse with toots online. He has a great following with coming out of jail, being a felon, talking about he's gone. He needs y'all to pay for him to go overseas so he could videotape him with toots. Oh, what people say about me. Okay. That I agree with. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying, Venus? I'm about to drop the link for Venus. See if she got some time. No, because I wanted to talk about. I see a lot of people talk about. I didn't want nobody to feel like I was trying to steal their topic, Venus. You know how that shit goes. Because I know you asked me to talk about it. I was like, if I do the show now, and I seen a couple of people doing it, then I'm like, there you go. Sharon over here stealing topics, even though me and Venus already spoke about it. I just didn't feel like dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was originally going to talk about. Because that's what I was originally going to talk about. Link, I'm not slipping into the DNP, but it's all relevant. This is the problem, that it's all relevant. The people that have this frame of thought about how they dislike women, how they have this disdain for women, they also vote a certain way. They also voted against their best interests. Oh, they believe they do, though, Venus. That's for sure. They believe they do. That is for sure. That is for sure. And so, like, so they all these people, they all move and think in the same kind of situation. And it's not by accident, because they are the brainwashed human beings. Even though every single day they are on these panels saying that if you are anything besides what they think, you are brainwashed. They are the actual ones that's brainwashed. They will literally pay a felon to travel all over the world to these sex tourism. They'll pay for the woman, pay for his hotel, pay for his flight, so he could video stream it live. And they could live through a felon, a degenerate. Well, literally, supposedly, the passport bros was supposed to be about finding a good quality woman elsewhere, because there's no more good quality women here. And what it's really showing is that it ain't no good, cheap stoots in America. You gotta pay like you weigh when you here. That is very true, Renee. But you know how it is when it comes to my show. Anything, you know how it goes when it comes to my show. Like, for some reason, I'm the goddamn villain at all times. Even when I'm really just trying to explain the world how I see it, the things that I pick up from certain people. That's all I'm attempting to do in reality. Explain the things that I see when people are trying to communicate with me and try to be disrespectful to me when I have done nothing to them at all. Venus, I'm going to drop the link for you right now, girl. Here you go. I just dropped the link, so check your DM, baby girl. I just sent it to you. If you have time, it is up to you. So when we see people like Rim in the middle, and we see this guy, what is the guy name that just recently went overseas and beat up some girl? What is her name? What's up, Reese? So, Venus, I just sent it to you in your DM. So if you want to hit the link, you have time. So this way you don't got to worry about nobody trying to ambush you, because I know you know how it be. Smitty, I promise you, I don't do anything but speak the truth as I live through it. Because as I'm just having conversation with some of these men that cannot have a conversation with the truth, it just goes to show how brainwashed they are. And they just want to live in a delusion. And we as men are not supposed to be in that kind of delusion. The only delusion a man is supposed to be in is that he's supposed to be great. You should be so delusional of being great that all you do is obsess yourself with greatness. And you do whatever you can to become great. That's the only delusion you're supposed to be in. It's like, hey, I'm going to be the greatest man in the history of manhood, and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to become that. That's what you're supposed to be delusional about. That's it. That's what I try to do my best every single day, to be delusional about being as fit as I can, eat as healthy as I can, put things in my body that is performative for my body. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that. You got a new one? What you mean? Let me see what's going on. Let me check it out. So I don't know where the hell I sent it to. Hopefully no crazy people come in. I don't know what I sent it to. I sent it that time. Yes, sir. Drinking some water. And it's so wild to hear how some of these men, this is why a lot of men really believe that I'm cat and I'm full of it and I'm grifted, because they just cannot understand how can somebody speak words and then actually live those words, because they are so fake and phony. They are literally living through dogma. Majority of these men are living through what somebody else visioned for them. This is why they don't even choose a woman that they like. They choose a woman that somebody else is saying that we supposed to like. This is why they look at Cardi B and all these other stripper-like women say, this is how a woman's supposed to look. Why are the women looking like this? Why all these women are out of shape? No, sir. A real man that don't move that way. A real man, he loves his woman curves, however she looks. That's his boo thing. Speaking of boo things, welcome to the show. The voice of Venus. Hopefully it's the right one because I sent it to somebody early. Good day, beautiful. How you doing today? I'm doing great. Just trying to hand these rim bros, these password bros, they ass whoopers that they need. So, I just start whipping ass right out the gate like a jockey. Ha! Damn. What's up, Robin? Sometimes they gotta know, they gotta hear it. It was, but it was needed. So this is the problem. Like, this is what usually happens to people that face adversity. They either become really great, or if they're gonna be a weak person, they're gonna just get worse. And it wasn't no saving them in the first place. I'd rather him turn to a villain and say that time when that jazzy ass hand mother effer said I'm a failure. I'm gonna show you who's a failure, and he become the greatest goddamn YouTube marketer in the world. I'd rather that happen than him trying to act like he's something that he is not. So it's not really a toxic thought. What it is just that's just truthfully how it goes. When you have something to run up against, it gives you motivation. That motivation usually turns into discipline. And when you think about great people, they got to go through some harsh times. Majority of them, they usually say, "Hey, I thought I was nothing until this happened." Michael Jordan, he got cut off his goddamn basketball team in high school. Imagine coach said, "Well, I'm not going to cut you, but you all right, so I'm gonna let you play." He would have never became that. He would never had that fire burning inside. When Kobe Bryant, when he first played his first basketball tour, he didn't score 1 point through the whole year. The whole year, he's like, "Yo, you trash." That shit burnt us. He's like, "Nah, he ain't up." You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Right, and that's a good thing. It needs to be detrimental to some men because what it's going to show is that he's not really ready for what he think he is. Because you have to become. You have to deal with adversity. If you can't deal with adversity and become stronger, you're gonna become weak. And I don't want no weak marketer. Mm, mm. Bar right there. And so therefore, if you really to listen to what I was saying to him that this after earlier today, I really wasn't saying anything negative to him. I was just telling him the truth. Now, if he take that truth and he feel like it's negative because it wasn't encouraging, he don't need to be encouraged to do the wrong thing at this point. He needs to be encouraged to see himself, so therefore he can become what he think of himself. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Venus, he was screaming so hard at me, talking about my wife and kids that the microphone broke. Like, no, to be honest with you, I didn't know with a lot of these men that I had smoke with them for real. Most of these men, I never speak to them. Like I do not even get an opportunity to ever speak to Rim in the middle. He knew my whole life story. I was like, yeah, like how you know I'm eating cucumbers? I don't see you in my chat. We don't have no conversations. You never DM me. We ain't never had no real conversations. We never had no real arguments. I see you in passing a couple of times, you know, like way in the past when I used to go to Fatty Channel, which is a long time ago. Yeah, that's weird. Right, like you like when do you think that you was important enough for me to have an argument with you that I said, yeah, you wanna fight me? Yeah, let's duke it up. I don't know you, bro. Damn, damn, I think yeah. Yeah. Mm, mm. But he definitely needed somebody to be on his neck because for way too long he's been coddled, and a lot of men been coddled for way too long, and this is why they do not grow to their potential. They keep telling the people that yeah, that was good enough, and eventually when you keep getting told from a little kid to a grown man that that's good enough, you become just an average person never trying to be better than average, and that's the issue. Mm. So so when I came up, I was honestly just giving my critique of what I heard in the beginning. I really didn't have no agenda to attempt to like I was just wanting to be honest with them how it sounded, right? Because when you really out here attempting to do business, nobody actually cares what you're saying. They want to know that you can deliver at all times. That's the main objective. Can you deliver? Who cares about everybody says they can do the best in the world until it's time to do the best. Everybody claims they Vetus. Everybody claims they are beasts until it's time to do what beasts do. Mhm. And I think you know, and sometimes I think that's just the empathy of a good kind heart that you have. You have a good kind heart and you understand how difficult it is to jump on the limb and be vulnerable to start your own business because it is a very vulnerable thing, especially when you first start out. You feel like you got to ask people for something, and you got a lot of pride before you start your business, and you got to actually let go a lot of your pride in the beginning of starting your business, because you got to do a lot of things. Yeah, and but that's because you actually have results of an experience of these difficult things that you have to go through as somebody that starts to make money legitimately from themselves. Like people don't understand how difficult it is to make money for yourself, and how much pressure it is that you always have to make money for yourself because you have no unemployment. You don't have nothing. And you got to pay what? Mm, mm, yes. Yes, and it's important because majority of business you paying more than what you making, especially in the beginning. Everybody like the best business model to have is to go business to business. I could provide, and this is probably why I want to jump up there, because he is trying to do a business to business. He want to take over a content creator's business and say, "Hey, I got the answer for your business, and we don't see your answer." Mm, mm, mm. There are. we Right. I feel you didn't like it, but at the end of the day, when we're speaking with other young men that are delusional to what their skill set is, it is important that we be honest. And sometimes honesty and being truthful, it really hurts a lot of people, and it needs to, because that's the only way it's going to get real. And we just keep calling him like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, bro. You need to stop being drunk. Somebody need to tell them, stop being a drunk. You're a failure because you're a drunk at 30 something years old. Yeah, that's a failure. Your face is all, every time you turn on the goddamn camera, we see your face getting swollen and more swollen and more swollen. You're a skinny dude. How your face is swollen of alcohol? We can see it. Your speech is slurred at 32. At what, 10 in the morning? Mm, 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 mm-hmm. And so, as somebody that was not sober for at least 20 years, I know I needed somebody to be a little bit more harsh, instead of say, hey, like, because I was a functional, nobody even knew I was a drunk. I was able to go to work, take care of my children, drive, go to family functions, be the life of the party. I go to a bar, I get naked, people love it, they throw dollars at me. It was a great time because everybody's like, yeah, it's okay. I looked in the mirror one day and I was like, who the fuck is that? Why my face looked like Prime's? I was all swollen, eyes was always like bloodshot red, waking up with headaches, um, throwing up every once in a while, people calling me like, God damn, why you got naked? I don't know. I was naked. I ain't know. And people had a good time. I don't even know why I got all these singles on my. Why do I got these singles? What is going on? I understand. Venus, I was just out there. Express yourself. I was like, oh, do it. Taking it off. Whatever you do. Right. And somebody, and no, somebody should have said that. If somebody would have said that earlier, I would have been a business owner 10 years earlier. But because I ain't see nothing wrong with it, hey, keep on going. You goddamn right. I was at that Labor Day parade wilding out, Venus. You know, I try to stay away from that area. That shit is always too much traffic. It's too much traffic at all times. Even before the yeah, you know what I'm saying? That should be crazy. It's just crazy over here. But so again, so like I'm not somebody that just was like I'm not just saying it because I'm on some hot. It's because I lived through it. That's how I know what I know. I see what I see. I ain't just some fucking dude that was came from a high horse. That wasn't me. I was a complete wild boy, literally wild. That's why I think it's funny when they see me now, think that I'm some soft guy, which is weird, but it is what it is. I don't know how they think I got this wisdom. I got this wisdom because I took a lot of losses. I had to learn the hard way. Right. And that's what's up, Dr. Quantum. And that is the hmm. Go ahead, you got it. All right, she oh god. Mm. That sounds very. I love that take because it is a very easy take to understand as well. But I think the problem is that I'm like their daddy, and so I feel a certain way that I cannot just leave my sons out there high and dry. And I understand that majority, just like my real life children, the reason why they challenging me because if they feel safe to challenge me, they know they're going to get what they need, but they'd be able to get that full expression and aggression out because they can't do that regularly with anybody else because they probably get punched in the face if they start to crash out the way how he did. But since he feels so safe with his daddy and he know his daddy's not going to actually hurt him, his daddy's going to just hold him real tight and say, "No, son, this is how we move as men." And then he could finally get it together. Oh, that you don't think that is harsh? That's what I did. I let him fall flat on his face, let him crash out. Hopefully, he'll watch it and see how much of a bitch he really was. Because if he was to listen to himself, not take advice, sound advice, that's the thing, right? Men are supposed to be able to take sound advice. These men are always on these parents talking about it doesn't matter how I said. Why are you trying to tone police me? As if my information is good, she's supposed to receive it. Well, guess what, sir? Don't worry about my tone. Worry about if I'm telling you some good advice. Hmm. Right, right. Whoever that is. Hmm. Usually. Hmm. And that's why they can get away with it. How dare you? None. How dare you? How dare you? They know everything. They know what I eat, when I eat it, what clothes I wear, what button I button it up to, the name brand, how many showers I take, how long I run, how many push-ups I did, who I did it. They know all this stuff. Sharon, you always saying, oh, really? I didn't know I was saying those things. And mm, yeah, it is absolutely insane. And they be dead serious about it too. That's the craziest part about it. They really believe the lies. And I do not understand what is this thing about believing lies, believing degenerate men. They always want to put their backing behind degenerate people. And then the people that are seemingly doing the right thing, that's the person that you want to fight the most. I do not understand that audacity. And then these are the same people that said they want solutions. These are the same people that said, hey, the lame person doesn't get any love from women. You are the lame woman, sir. You the one that keep promoting this bad boy because you want you a bad boy. That's why you keep saying all these women, they want a basketball player. They want a 6 foot this, six pack this. You want that, sir. Mm, mm, right. Mm, mm, mm-hmm, mm, mm. Ooh, mm. It is very sad because when we start pointing out just things like scoping me, like all these men talking about they want to be passport bros is one of the most dangerous things you could do. Is be a passport bro to go out to another country just looking for sex. You're gonna get drugged up and robbed. That's what's happening. They literally had to make a new law in Brazil or in Colombia, I believe it was, because way too many women was putting scopolamines on their nipples. Because as soon as y'all get a chance to suck any girl's nipple at the bar, you do it. And next thing you know, you butt naked, booty naked in the corner somewhere, no money, no phone, and you just stuck. Literally. It's so many men that go through these places just to deal with the work, the sex work, and we know usually a sex worker is not this high class value of women that you talking about you supposed to be going there to find. You be you be to tell me the sex workers over there is more high class than the sex workers here? Boy, if you don't get out my face. Mm, mm, mm. 100%. And I believe that a lot of those men, what it's telling me, to be honest, is that these men do not like women at all. They are only doing this because they dislike women. Actually, they feel like when they able to pay and force a woman to have sex with them for finances or whatever that thing is, it's a power dynamic. It's nothing to actually do with sex, but it makes them feel like they are empowered over the thing that they hate. And I don't believe they are actually straight men at all. I do not believe that they're straight men. I think majority of people that is paying for play are not straight men. They just do it because they need to feel some dominance. Welcome. Thank you so much. Eden Man Williams, thank you for being so generous. Mrs. Williams, want to know what's the difference between butt naked and booty naked? Venus, what's the difference between bucket naked and booty naked? And I was, and a lot of women they do like it when I was drunk because I used to do this dance and the thing was just like whoosh, whoosh, and it turned into it make like a fan like situation when the club got hot. So I was good. And they used to call me AC, man. I was the air conditioner in that motherfucker. You feel me? but but so that's what I really believe, that a lot of these men, they really did have a disdain for women and they have a hatred for women. That's why they go to these places and pay for it. And this is why a majority of the men that have issues with women, they usually are the ones that's paying for this for play as well, because they don't know how to communicate with them. They hate their mama, they hate their sister, their aunties, whoever did something to them. They have a true hatred for women, and when they have to pay for it, they think of that woman that they hated. That's what I believe. Yeah. Mhm. Right, because they think that the toots are less than human. That's why they could talk to them a certain type of way, and they really brings out their real person, how they feel towards women, because they feel like I paid you, so therefore I could do whatever I want to you. Where it's not even true, and usually it's not that you paid enough to even do all these crazy things in the first goddamn place. And that's the frustration that was coming out of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to. It's the lack of impulse control that a lot of men have. They have this arrested development thing that if they can't have it, the only way they could get it is through anger. And this is another thing that happens to young men as well. When they don't get to see how bad they look with this frustration, like kind of like what happened to Prom. They but really believe that that anger is how men. When Rim in the middle, he don't understand. They believe that anger is how men are supposed to act, but it's not. Men are supposed to be able to control their emotions. You could get loud and passionate about something, but losing complete control when you are talking about people's families, when you putting your hands on a woman, when you're trying to threaten people on the street, whatever that thing is, that is not you being a man. It's actually you being a little boy crying out for help. Mm, mm, right. Shit. Woo! Mm, 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 mm. Disgusting. Yes. And it's true. This is why a lot of them they try to have they try to I, mm, be careful. They are definitely not being careful. They are definitely doing it for the attention of other men. This is why so many people even know, like you even see it when they come on these spaces, right? And they have a conversation. They are always the man that I had no problem getting over vagina. I had so many because I'm this and I was that, and I used to get all of the women. They are always that guy every single time. The ones that hate are the ones that have the most critique about women is always the men that had so many women. It's not. I don't know if that's an accident. Mm. And Yeah, and I think this is, and maybe HC Baldwin, he got a he on the same. He said, because of DL men, a lot of these men, they gotta show that they are not on the DL by popping off a bunch of women or act like they don't really care about women. And this is how they show their masculinity. And to me, I clearly see that you are not that masculine. There's no way I'm going outside and I gotta show everybody that me and my wife is having sex by kissing her on the mouth, tongue kissing her, grabbing her ass in the public. That is insane to me. Right. That what is that? Like we are at dinner, sir. I don't know what you think is going on here, but like I'm not gonna look at you any more masculine because you have sex, sir. That don't mean shit. Some of the softest men in the world, they have sex with women too. Some, like that doesn't mean anything, and that's how we know that it is. These men are all just lust driven and anger driven. They have a lust problem and they have an anger problem, and they are not willing to deal with it. This is why a lot of them are drinking because they are not satisfied with who they are as a human being. And every time I get on this stage, Venus, and I start talking the truth, man, I'll be pulling that Keisha up out of them. Like, oh, you good? Nope. Absolutely, yeah. And that anger, and you just let them, and you let them talk a lot of times, and you'll see all that complaining. This is why I keep trying to get men to understand. If you start taking the blame for everything that happened in your life, you are also the person that can also fix everything in your life. You need to take back your power. And way too many men are feeling inadequate because they keep giving the power of change away to somebody else. If you keep pointing at women, you point at your daddy that wasn't there. You keep pointing at your uncle that did something to you, or your mama, she whooped your ass, and you didn't get that job. That girlfriend when you was in high school, when your head was too big for your body and you look weird, and now that you grew up, like all these things that happened to you when you was a child, you are not a kid anymore. You're not 10 years old. And so, and my issue with it is that the reason why they need help is because they never place the proper blame on the right person, which is the person that looks in the mirror. That's the only person that could fix it. The only person that could fix whatever you went through in your life is the person in the mirror. It's the only one. Mm, 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 mhm, mm, mm, mm. Mm, right. That's a great question. And the majority of my answer would be like they do have time. They just don't have priorities. Because once you put away the bullshit in your life and you just focus on what you need to move, you will find time for what you need. Because majority of the people, they need to understand, if you don't have time now to do the right things for your life, then you ain't gonna never be right. And this is why I think people need to deal with honest truth. This is why I don't have no time to waste with Rim in the middle by telling him, "Oh, you'll get better." No, he need to know now that you ain't shit. And the only way you're gonna become shit is when you realize that you ain't shit, and then now you could become something. Because if you still think that you okay, you ain't gonna never become. Mm, I like that. Mm, I like that. No, you actually your audio don't sound bad at all. Yeah, yeah. No, you sound like you cooking. And I can hear your patience too. It's like our communication right now is cooking right now. We ain't really interrupted each other. We let each other finish thoughts. Like, nah, you cooking. You doing great. Mm. Ooh. Mm. Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm. Ooh. Ooh. Mm. 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 Ooh. You. Mm. Oh, damn. Who's doing the bending? Yeah, shout out to Otis Hoot Network with the big $5. He says, shout out to you. Here's some coffee. Keep going strong. Peace. Thank you so much, Otis Hoot, for being so generous. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Mhm. Absolutely. Yes. Mm, 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 talk to them. And this is why I also believe everything that you said makes sense why they attempt to vilify married men or men that are trying to be with one woman. They try to call them simps and say that they are doing the wrong thing. They the reason why women are you with this one married man is with one woman, and you saying he's the reason why all these women are acting the way how they act. That man got one woman. He's a married man for the past whatever how many years, and you over here saying, "See, it's men like you is the reason why women all over the world is acting the way how they act." No, sir. No, just men that speak like either man. They would say either is because either man. Because you've been married and you've been out the game, you don't know how these women are. And when you say stuff like this, either man, that's the reason why women feel like they can act up. Especially me, you know me. Mm, mm. So, fellas, I'm sorry you're gonna have to get like either man. That's it. I love it though. Oh. Mm, mm, mm. It's a lot. Mm, that's a diabolical situation right there. You know what I'm saying? When you really think about it, that they and this is why I don't like when they point the finger. And I was talking to Iz, and he was like, well, he tried to ask me why I'm always talking about men and I'm talking for men. I was like, because I can't, and he could not understand it, and the men in the chat could not understand it. I was like, because I cannot understand from a female perspective how she needs to actually move in a relationship on a emotional situation, feeling situation. I could tell you what how I felt about things and how I could see things and my understanding of a situation, but I could only really speak about it from a man's perspective. And that was hard for them to understand. Because he said, I'm speaking from a female's perspective. I tell him, no, I'm actually speaking from a male's perspective and how I understand the females that was in my life. And they couldn't understand. That's the reason why I attempt to speak to men and not women. I cannot direct women because of my emotions, and her emotions are going to be completely different on the same topic. Mm, mm. Yeah, that they really don't understand what empathy really is. I believe. Like mm. It's a good possibility because like today I'm gonna toot my own horn. Today my wife called me. We having a conversation, and then through the conversation, I'm saying some beautiful, powerful words that I got from the ancestors. I just downloaded the information, Venus. I didn't even know I was cooking on the phone. You know what I'm saying, Venus? I'm just talking, and I'm just being as productive as I can. And then next, the wife is silent. I'll keep on talking, and then I finally got to the end of my. I was like, I'm starting to realize that she not responding anymore. Like she's not talking. Hey, everything okay? What's going on? I was like, something. She was driving, so I'm like, oh, you stuck in traffic or something? You trying to figure out where you're going? She said, no, the words were so good, Della. It was so good. I needed that.
Wait till she's done.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know I was cooking like that, Venus. I'm just speaking because I have empathy and love for my woman. I want to just make sure she's always getting the best information I could possibly give at any given moment, at any given phone call, because you never know, you actually never really know what somebody's going through, right? Because even while I'm talking to her, I'm just giving her the information at the time. I didn't even know it was because I couldn't see her, right? So I didn't even know that it was even invoking emotion in her at the time. I'm just there, doing my damn thing. And I'm just cooking up. I'm like, there, you know what I mean? Shout out to Eda Man Willis with the generous $1.99. Sharon was cooking with fish grease. You know I'm damn vegan, goddammit. mm. Mm. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I believe if men just have a little bit more care and empathy for their significant other, they will have better relationships. When I hear them communicating and they like, yeah, I'm the man. I tell the bitch what to do in my house. Like, you referencing your wife as the bitch of the house, and you move her around, and you're not ensuring that she feels like you don't want to ensure in your woman that she feels confident with every move that she made, because she comes to you, you come to her, and y'all have an understanding. There's nothing doing behind the back. She don't feel she needs to take $1 here and put it over here and have a fake savings just in case you mess up. Like, you don't want clear honesty from your woman. You want to have some ridiculous control over your woman that is not genuine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want my woman to choose on a day-to-day basis. Like, yeah, my man, when she look at me, she's like, yeah, I choose to be with this crazy motherfucker. That man be doing his damn thing. He worked, whatever it is that I'm doing for her. And she actually appreciates it. And I make sure I let her know, like, hey, listen, I don't care if you say I did a good job 1,000 times. I'm going to enjoy every single time you said it. I love what my ears. Shit. So what you up to? And they try to pounce on my baby girl. I was not going to allow it to happen. Nope, not on my watch. Yeah, I can hear you now. I think that was my side glitching. Yeah, I hear you. Damn. Okay.
Don't get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this.